Right now, we sit on the verge, the edge, the eve of what will go down in history as the bust to end all busts. And what if I told you that if you think things are big right now, well, just wait until you see how big things are about to be. Right now, Bitcoin is about to do something that many people would consider not big, not huge, but extremely large. And in this video, we're going to be going over some of the biggest things that you have to be watching because honestly, if you're not paying attention to crypto right now, I truly believe that you're going to regret it for the rest of your human life. So if you understand we're all humans, but deep down we have a very primal urge to become bulls, hit that like, hit that subscribe, get signed up to FEMEX or BINGX below if you can buy Bitcoin or altcoins. And beginning today, if you join my Web3 group called Crypto Red Alerts, every day you can earn free PT, which is FEMEX tokens. And every day when you earn those free tokens, you can convert them into USDT or any crypto or whatever you want. You can earn those simply by like sending messages, basically like a Telegram group, from my understanding. Insanely crazy way to just earn free PT. Every day, basically you're competing to get up to 6,300 PT, which at this moment I believe is a little under 6,000 US dollars. And without any further ado, let's absolutely dump in. Where Bitcoin right now, honestly, this is quite literally the biggest things can get. In fact, I quite honestly never say that this is the biggest things can get. Right now is the biggest things can get. Where, as I'm recording this video, by the time you're watching this video, you probably already have witnessed Bitcoin's highest weekly close in the history of mankind. Now that's saying something, right? The weekly candle closes in just moments here, but as I just said, by the time you're watching it probably already has happened. Now, if it has closed and you're watching this video and it's above 69,000, nice. The weekly candle close is above that price. Then honestly, I would expect you to understand that we're in store for potentially the bustiest week of all time. I'm not going to show the chart I showed last video showing basically the last time Bitcoin did this, it doubled in price in literally just about a month. But I'm going to be looking at a few things, specifically on the charts. And honestly, how do I say this? Things simply don't get any bigger than this. And I've seen some big things. As I've said before, my favorite indicator is the BBWs. So if you know what I mean, that's pretty big. But let's actually take a dump in here real quick. Bitcoin 4-hour chart even looks constructive according to Bitcoin Monger. On the 4 hour as well, we went over the daily and how bullish that looks, but we see price consolidation on a volume shelf. Super trend is long. MACD looking ready to cross bullish, just like the daily, and the RSI looks ready to pump as well. So that's interesting. We're also seeing after this long weekend that it's Monday morning in Tokyo. Bitcoin basically did some really nice ranging around 70,000 over the weekend. It was Easter and a lot of people get together on holidays, so potentially people talked on Easter and, you know, spread awareness similar to Turkey Day where people talk and people end up buying Bitcoin that following week. Larry Fink last week was on TV talking about how the Bitcoin ETFs are the fastest growing ETFs in ETF history. We see Bitcoin on exchanges also at a 3-year low, and now rumors also that Morgan Stanley may start to offer Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, guys, when I said this is basically as big as things can get, did you think I was joking? Did you think I was telling a little itsy bitsy fib, a little white lie? No, I literally meant things are as big as they can get. But you want to know the craziest thing? They can always get bigger. That's what I always like to say. No, we also see this. So Tech Dev, one of my favorite analysts on X, saying this is usually a place where things go vertical. And this simple chart kind of just illustrates that. We take a squeak peek in here. Back here, this signal in 2016. Same exact signal we got in 2020. And are we receiving this signal right now? You bet your butt we're receiving this signal. And we're not receiving it like a tiny signal. This is a big signal. And it's the accumulation schematic 1. This is basically where he's saying it's likely we are. It's basically the most vertical part of Bitcoin's bull market. So before I jump into the charts, I want to talk about something that's so important here. So let's say that, a couple months from now, Bitcoin is at 120,000, maybe 150,000, who knows? Let's say it's over $100,000 in just a couple of months, and everyone that was not in crypto for the past 2 years is texting you, trying to get your attention, asking, oh, should I buy this garbage coin? Should I buy this garbage coin? I can't buy Bitcoin because it's too expensive. Give me some small coins I can try to buy, because, right, that's what people, unfortunately, will go to, because a lot of people also don't understand you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. But anyway, say we're at that point again where things have gone up a lot. Bitcoin's doing exactly what we thought it would do. Altcoins are up a lot. Everyone's texting you, trying to get in, and you get that taste. You get that smell. Oh man, are we getting close to a top? Well, it's very likely that by the time that comes around, Bitcoin, percentage-wise, this cycle simply will not have the same returns that are going to be life-changing gains in a couple of months. If you miss out on this move that I firmly believe is about to happen this week, or in my opinion, this month, nothing's guaranteed, but I think there's a very strong likelihood that if we don't see this mega move this week, I personally think it will be happening this month. But let's say we get that mega move for Bitcoin. You know what's going to happen, right? Speculators are heavily going to start going into Ethereum, the top altcoins, Solana, Cardano, a lot of these other top alts, right? And then smaller alts and meme coins, especially meme coins. They're very popular these days, meme coins. People love meme coins. A lot of that money and a lot of that attention is going to be flowing into meme coins. Now, as I've said before with the Bitcoin spot ETFs, maybe, I hope, because Bitcoin deserves to retain a lot of attention and to retain a lot of the gains throughout the entire cycle. But we know what happened in the last cycle. I mean, if we just go back in time, right? Bitcoin exploded. This is exactly where I think we are right now, right here. Bitcoin exploded, held gains for a while altcoins honestly started exploding here. Then I had a little dumpy do, and then a little busty back up, but then that was just very short-lived. So basically, if you missed this move right here, which is exactly where I believe we are right now, if we would have to compare where we are to the previous cycle, I would say we're right here. If you miss this move, you basically miss the entire Bitcoin bull market. You don't miss the entire bull market, and technically, yes, you still have if we either go much higher than that or we have a similar structure, which I don't think we will. I think this time will be different than whatever this was. Again, I think FTX was honestly largely responsible for some of this wacky price action. The Trojan horse, basically, of crypto, the tumor that needed plucked out. Thankfully, it was. But I don't know. I think if you miss this opportunity, guys, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be saying this in videos in the future. Once we get this big bust, once we get another giant move up and Bitcoin definitively breaks these all-time highs, because I have a hard time believing we're going to stop where we are right now. I mean, we look at Bitcoin's chart right here. Look at this. We are literally at those previous all-time highs, but we're right there. We are barely above it. And in any given moment, we might even be a little bit below it. But at this point, no Bitcoin bull market has stopped anywhere close to structure like this. If a Bitcoin bull market was going to stop, it would be after something like this, right? So let's say that you miss this next move that I personally believe is coming this month, possibly this week. If you miss this move, you basically have no choice but to start then speculating on altcoins, which I think a lot of people, if you want to benefit massively financially this bull market. So with that being said, though, you have not missed this move yet. That's the best part. If you're watching this video right now, you haven't missed it. You're cutting it pretty close, though, because as I just said, I personally think we're about to start lifting off very soon. I think we're about to start letting our juice loose very soon. So it's very important right now to understand where we are. I think altcoins are going to be very popular in a couple months. Let's say Bitcoin's at $150,000 in a couple months. Altcoins are going to be the shiny, beautiful objects. Everybody wants to know, what's the best altcoin? What altcoin should I be buying? Post more videos saying 10x altcoins you have to buy, right? People love those type of videos, especially even right now, people love those videos. Those are the most dominant videos on YouTube right now, people just posting their top altcoin picks. And we're about to get into the heat of things. I think it's really important to understand you still have massive opportunity, but I think that that window is so quickly fading. Now, looking at a few charts also for Bitcoin, the daily chart, I personally think looks really good. I think the daily chart for Bitcoin, we see the Bollinger Bands very tight. We see the BBW ready to bust. That's, we see the MACD about to cross also on the daily. Very possible we see a very bullish MACD cross here as well. We've been holding on this 21-day moving average. The weekly chart for Bitcoin honestly looks decent. It looks pretty good. We can spend a lot of time up in this oversold range. We can, in fact, in bull markets, we do. We can spend a lot of time kind of a little overheated. Now, another giant thing is that this is the first time in history that Bitcoin has had seven green monthly candles in a row for Bitcoin. This is the very first time that has ever happened. Do you understand how big that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're about to start a new month. In fact, we're about to start quarter 2 of 2024. Very exciting. I personally think quarter 2 2024 is going to be the most jam-packed portion of this year. Of the 4 quarters of this year, I think this quarter we're about to enter to is going to be the most jam-packed, but also for Bitcoin specifically. Altcoins, remember, when Bitcoin was topping out, altcoins were running at certain points. When Bitcoin was trading sideways at these highs, altcoins were making new all-time highs because Bitcoin goes first and then altcoins. So, this is historic for Bitcoin. It's quite honestly, and I made a very strong point in my last video. If there is ever a time to be hype in this market, it is now and only now. There is a time where you have to recognize things are bullish, a time where you have to recognize things are bearish. There's a time to recognize that, hey, you know what? Bull market's over. Maybe we'll have to wait another 2 years before we really see excitement again. That's not where we are. Right now, after going up for the past 16 months and basically being in the disbelief phase psychologically of this market, we are now, in my opinion, because nothing's guaranteed, but my strong opinion is I believe we are now about to enter the most vertical, most bullish, most hype-worthy part of this cycle. And that's why I started the video saying that basically, if you think things are big, you haven't even begun to see how big things can be. And get signed up to FEMX or BINGX below if you want to buy Bitcoin or altcoins. And as well, it takes 10 seconds. Just join the Web3 group, my Web3 group, Crypto Red Alerts. In about 5 hours, 5.5 hours from the time of me recording right now, people will be receiving their share of whatever they earn from this PT. And basically, like I said, you can just send messages and you earn PT. You can do other things too, but if you click the link and you go into it, it'll show you how to earn PT. One PT is basically, I think, 88 cents right now. So if there's 6,300 PT up for grabs, that's around 6,000 US dollars, a little less than that. And that's every day. A way to socialize, get information, and also just earn free PT, right? What's the reason not to? Without any further ado, it's for me.